Loaves family. So today is Wednesday and it's our next cooking video. And today I am making for you cinnamon sugar bread, or also known as Amish bread. My kids like to call it cinnamon sugar bread because that's pretty much what it is. It's cinnamon and sugar and some flour, and it's really, really good. So anyway, let's get started. And I just want to say too, this is one of those really friendly breakfast items or dessert items or gifts that really don't take very many ingredients, and it tastes really good. So if you're short on money but want to make something really, really good, it's perfect for that. So anyway, what I've got in my mixer so far is 1 cup of butter and 2 cups of sugar. I know that sounds like a lot, but you're going to make 2 loaf pans with this recipe. So I've got in here, we're just going to let this mix. As you can see, the butter and the sugar is all coming together. And just on low speed, you're going to want to add in 2 eggs. I'm just going to dump them right on in and let them mix for about a minute or so. That's probably pretty good. Loaves family, this is what you want your butter and sugar and eggs to look like. As you can see, it kind of got all creamed together in there. And now we're going to go ahead and we're going to add 2 cups of milk. I'm using almond milk due to milk sensitivities in our family, but you can use whole milk, half milk. You can use buttermilk if you have that. That would be absolutely great. So any milk is fine. It doesn't have to be a certain one. So just on low speed. As my mixer's like not working. There we go. You just want to add in your milk. Make sure you do it on low speed, because with that much milk in it, if you do it on fast, it's going to go all over your kitchen. Just let that mix for a second. And then right here I've got 4 cups of just all-purpose flour. And then to that, I'm going to add 2 teaspoons of baking powder. And just kind of give that a quick mix. Just like this. There we go. And this recipe, you don't have to add things in little by little. You can pretty much just take the whole thing and put it in, and it'll work out just fine. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm just going to dump my flour in here very gently so it doesn't splatter up everywhere. There we go. And I'm going to go ahead and just start it on low. Just let it mix. And it does make a lot of batter, so just give it a couple seconds just to mix around in there. You might have to scrape the bowl down after a minute or so. You know, sometimes the flour gets kind of stuck on the sides and the butter, so just make sure you do that if you notice that yours is kind of clumping up on the sides. Alright, Halos family, so my batter, this part is done. It's all mixed together. You just have to clean off your paddle here. There we go. Just get all that goodness off right there. There we go. And you guys can also use, I know I didn't talk about it at the very beginning, but you can either use salted butter or unsalted butter. I use both. Sometimes when I bake, it's just whatever I buy at Costco is what I use. If the recipe calls for salt and use salted butter, just don't add the extra salt in there. But this butter was salted, so I wouldn't add any salt to it or anything. Alright, so this is what you want your batter to look like. See it all in there? Looks perfect. There we go. And then in this bowl, right here I have 2/3 cup of sugar and 2 teaspoons of cinnamon. Now this is your cinnamon sugar mix, and so you're going to add that into your dough. Right here I've got 2 already greased loaf pans. So what you want to do is you want to take, not even half, but you want to take some of your dough, or batter I should say, and put it in the bottom. I would say maybe like, I want to say like a quarter or so. I don't want you to fill it up halfway, but it has to be enough to kind of cover the bottom right here. Careful doing this because the bowl gets really heavy. And then you want to do it to the other side. Just put some in the bottom down there. There we go. As I said, it really does make a lot here. This part kind of takes the longest trying to get everything. And you just want to smooth it around just like this. Make sure you cover the whole like bottom of the pan, just like you're making a loaf of, you know, bread or something like that. So once you get all of this done, what you're going to want to do with this cinnamon sugar mixture right here is you're going to want to sprinkle this, and you're going to want to use, just make sure you cover it all and just kind of give it a good amount, because you're going to swirl this in to the breads. So you're going to want to do it on both sides. And I would say probably half the cinnamon sugar mixture, because the other half will actually go on top of your bread when you put the next part of the batter on. So as I said, you're going to want about half of it. Then for step 2, now you want to go back and you want to put the rest of this batter just kind of lay it on there. It doesn't have to be perfect, but you want to put this on there. You might need to get a knife and spread it out. Just like this. There we go. Make sure you get all this out of the pan. That's what makes this bread so good, is that in the middle you get the cinnamon and the sugar, and then you got the cinnamon and the sugar on top. I mean, oh, my kids request this. I mean, if they could, they'd probably eat it every day if they could, but we don't make it that often, so, but it's definitely a good treat. So what you're going to want to do, now that you have your batter, you're just going to kind of want to spread it around gently, just like this, kind of over the cinnamon sugar mixture. Just like that. Here we go. Kind of get it all covered. You're going to want to do the same thing to the other side. This also makes a really good Christmas gift. I know a lot of people make you know, homemade gifts and stuff like that, or birthday. This is really good. It's one of those great gifts that you can make, you know, even ahead of time. You can freeze it. It works well. You can make it, you know, a few days. It sits just fine on the counter, or you can make 2 loaves and just freeze it. It works great. Okay, so once you get this done, you can see both are ready to go. What I like to do is I like to take my knife and I like to zigzag it in here, and this is what makes the cinnamon sugar swirl around in the bread. So you're going to want to do it on both ones. You don't have to do anything too crazy. Just kind of move it around like that. And then I just let it sit like that. I don't try to smooth it out or do anything. I just let it sit like that. And then I go back with the rest of my cinnamon sugar mixture and just sprinkle it over the top. And these are actually really pretty when they come out. They get, like, the top here, like, bubbles up, and you get this, like, really good cinnamon sugar, like, topping on there. Oh my gosh, it is so good with a cup of coffee in the morning. Seriously, I cannot wait for breakfast in the morning. I absolutely love it. So anyway, just go ahead and finish this. There we go. Okay, so that's what it looks like when you're done. These go in the oven at 350 for 45 minutes, possibly 55, depending on your oven, whether you have gas or electric. But start checking it at 45. You definitely don't want to over bake them. You definitely want it to be, you know, just right at like 45 or 50 minutes, because if you bake them too long, it definitely dries out the inside of the bread. So you want to pull it out right as it's coming out. That's when you want it. So let's pop these in the oven. In they go. These will not boil over. They do look like they're gonna get there about after 25 minutes. It really gets big on top, but they won't boil over. And so I'm gonna watch these for about 45 minutes, and then I'll show you what they look like when they come out. We'll see you in a bit. So I pulled out my breads out of the oven. They've been sitting for about 30 minutes to 45 minutes. And I wanted to show you, see this part where I told you that it was like gonna kind of crust up a little bit? That's what you want. That is like some serious goodness right there. But I wanted to show you what the inside of it looked like. And you see it kind of all like comes apart right there. Remember we did that swirl? You can see it right there. Let me see if I can pull it up here. I don't know, can you see any of that in there? Perfect. So you can see how like nice and fluffy it is. You get all the cinnamon and the sugar. Oh my gosh. Mmm. So good. I swear your kids, when you make this, will love you forever. They will request this every week. It's super good. Anyway, sorry, it was really good. Hey, Loaves family. Thanks for coming along with me today, learning how to make my cinnamon sugar bread. And we will see you guys next time. See you then. Bye.